I was watching the Mets home opener yesterday. Always an afternoon game. Great to see fans in the stands. They're playing the Marlins. I can't help but watch the Marlins. I have no connection to anyone there except Don Mattingly any longer. It's good to see Brian Anderson doing well. Miguel Rojas. I hope that Kim Ng wins some games. No doubt about that. So I'm watching the Mets and Marlins play. And all of a sudden, in comes Anthony Bass, a closer they signed to a 2-year deal. Reminded me of a deal that we did for a closer. We were at our best when we signed closers to 1-year deals. We had that run of Joe Borowski, Armando Benitez. Who else did we have in that run? We had Leo Nunez for a couple of years who did well, whose name wasn't Leo Nunez. It was Juan Carlos Oviedo. We had another guy. We had Ugueth Urbina in 03, maybe Benitez 04, 05, Borowski one of those years, someone else, and we didn't start having multiple year closers until Heath Bell, which was a total disaster. The Marlins signed Anthony Bass, 2 years, don't know why. Comes in, he's ready, blown a save. First pitch, first batter is a guy named McNeil, batting 7th for the Mets. He hadn't had a hit all season, I don't think. And he hit a home run to tie the game in the bottom of the 9th that you just don't often see. He just squared up and had an epic bat flip. So it's 2-2. Save is blown. Anthony Bass continues to load the bases. And then what happened is just incredible. Michael Conforto was up. Michael Conforto, the guy who was trying to negotiate a $300 million extension, who was unable to. Lindor got the extension done with the Mets. Steve Cohen said, we still want to look at Syndergaard and look at Michael Conforto. Michael Conforto with Scott Boras as an agent said that he wasn't prepared to sign. Conforto has not started off very well at the plate. Conforto comes to the plate. He looks a little scared. 1 out, bases loaded. Put the ball in play, and you've got yourself a win. Get the ball in the air. You got yourself a win. Infield's in, outfield's in. Michael Conforto takes 2 sliders for strikes, takes a ball. All of a sudden, there's next pitch up and in. Michael Conforto's at the plate. The ball grazes his elbow pad. The umpire, Ron Culpo, who's a very, very good umpire, by the way, starts to ring him up with a called third strike, but instead sees that Conforto's been hit, awards him first base. The runner from third scores because the bases were loaded, and the Mets have a walk-off hit by pitch. The Marlins go crazy. And there is confusion on the field. There's confusion because people don't realize what is reviewable and what is not reviewable. We are given, as executives, a laminated book of all reviewable plays that we carried with us to every game. We have that and the rule book with us whenever we'd watch a game. Any executive that tells you they know every rule in the rule book is lying to you. They don't. They say they've read the rule book. 50% have read the rule book. 0% have memorized the rule book. 100% have the rule book with them. We had to carry with us the CBA, the rule book, and the replay plays. When you can replay a play, call for a replay. So when a play like that happens, and we've had that happen many times where we have to go to the book immediately and look to see whether or not we can call for a replay, and we'll get in touch immediately with the dugout if it's not replayable or if it is. There's a very simple rule that umpire's judgment is not replayable. And in this case, Ron Culpa judged that Michael Conforto got hit by the ball and that the ball was not a strike. Why is that relevant? Because if you are hit by a pitch that's a strike, that's not a hit by pitch. The right call in this case would have been out. Conforto would have struck out. Would have been 2 outs, bases loaded. But once Culpa makes the play and makes the call, the only thing that can be reviewed in that case is whether or not he got hit by a pitch, not whether the ball was a strike. And what bothered me about that is it reminded me of sitting in competition committee meetings and talking about replay when it was being born, when it was being developed. John Sherholtz was the father of instant replay, a Hall of Fame executive, as he should be. Joe Torre, a Hall of Fame manager and just all around great guy. The question I had about replay was, if we're going to have it, explain to me why the single object of replay is to get a call right. Can I get anyone to agree with that? Don't talk to me about specifics. Answer me this one macro question. Is the object of replay to get every play correct? Be careful how you answer that. If you say yes, then you can't be upset when a man steals second and his foot comes off the bag and the second baseman keeps the tag applied, and the tag is applied and still applied when the feet are off the base, because sometimes the feet are off the base for a split second and the umpire misses the call, but video captures the foot above the bag, the tag, the runner's out. You okay with that? They said no. That's not the purpose of replay. And I said, why not? You just said the purpose of replay is to get every play right. If you are not on the bag and you get tagged, whether it's through the hidden ball trick or the fact that you were running so hard you could not hold on to the bag, you're out. Don't overslide the bag. When there is a call that's made by an umpire that is clearly incorrect, while it was a judgment call, but it's clearly incorrect, and you have a chance to make it right, and then you don't, are you not violating the exact principles of replay that you invented replay to protect against? Or is your position, which many people in the room in the competition committee had, we are here to not eliminate incorrect calls, we're here to minimize incorrect calls? I raise my hand. Excuse me. I'm sorry. What does that mean? To minimize incorrect calls? Does that mean if there's 10 incorrect calls a night, you'd rather have 7? Or you want to go from 10 to 3? Or you're going to start naming every circumstance where there can be a replay and hope to minimize those from 10 to 0 in those circumstances? That's it, David. That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to carve out different areas and try to get from 10 to 0 in those areas, and then 10, we'll keep it at 10 in the other areas. I raise my hand again. Excuse me. If replay can be used to minimize calls in every scenario from 10 towards 0, what was your reason again? We don't want to delay the game. I said, okay, excuse me, one quick second. Here's how you don't delay the game. You have an umpire in the sky at the ballpark or in New York that's assigned to a game. When there is a call that is in question, or even not in question, where there's an incorrect call made, the umpires have an earpiece. The umpire says to the umpire, fellow umpires, you got that one wrong. That was a strike. That batter's out. Done. Excuse me. My hand's up. Hi. Yeah. Anyone watch tennis? How long do those replays take? The ball is either on the line, it didn't hit the line, it's off the line, a sliver hit the line. That's it. You move on. The umpires don't get upset. The line judges don't get upset. Oh, I missed that call of a ball going 100 miles an hour, hitting the corner of a white line with a tiny yellow ball. You think the umpires will be upset that they didn't quite see in a split-second moment off the bat, foot off the bag, or a foul tip, foul versus fair? The object is to get the call right, and the umpires got the call wrong. He then admitted it after the game. That used to be the way it was before replay. Umpires got calls wrong all the time. Then you send in one reporter. They called it a pool reporter. When you read the article, a pool reporter said, that's because the umpires aren't going to meet with 10 reporters. They meet with one reporter under the rule that reporter has to give the quotes to every other reporter, no scoops. A pool reporter. Wonder why it's called a pool reporter, Coca. Do you have any idea? Maybe because they dive into the deep end of the pool on behalf of everybody in the shallow end, and then they swim back and give everybody the life preserver? No, that can't be it. Someone will tell me at David P. Samson what the provenance is of pool reporter. That used to be the way it was. I'm sorry, I made a mistake. Culpa said the same thing yesterday. He did a mea culpa. I can't take credit for that. Saw that on the Twitter. Mea culpa, Ronnie said. I got it wrong. That clearly was a strike. The batter should have been out. Well, my question for baseball is this. Are you okay with that? Because you used to be okay with that. I was okay with that before replay. Bad calls happen. We would tell our players when bad calls happen and they'd be upset, or our executives, GM, or owner would be unhappy. We'd say it all evens out in the end. We lost a call today. We'll gain a call tomorrow. At the end of the year, we will get as many calls as we lose. We'll gain as many victories as games that we lose. It all evens out. Then replay happened, and I had a total change of view. And my view was, screw it. If you're going to do replay, make it fast, make it often, and get every call right. Well, I think that's what needs to change. Every play should be reviewable. Every single play should be reviewable. What's wrong with that? And once it's reviewed, get the call right.